Hey, family, Pastor Willingham here. Hey, I want to talk here about building covenant relationship. You know, as we are in church and in spiritual organizations, and what we need to understand is building covenant relationship. And the word covenant involves a promise. And first that we have a promise with God through Jesus Christ, where our covenant is with Him, but also covenant one to another. And oftentimes we don't understand the power of covenant from person to person. We understand the power of covenant between God and person, but we don't understand that in order to build the kingdom, it's going to involve covenant between people. And this is something that we don't take very seriously, or take as serious as we should. That in order for us to build church, to build community, there has to be covenant from person to person. There has to be a promise, not just between you and God, but between you and another person, or you and another group of people, for the kingdom to be built. And if we don't take seriously covenant between people, then we'll never build a viable church, or we'll never build a viable community until we look seriously at covenant, because we're looking at this commitment from person to person, and we're looking at nurturing people first that are invested in our mission. Sure, we want to evangelize, and we want to talk to our neighbors and strangers and people out in the world, but there first has to be a covenant of on the inside of an organization for it to be effective, where again we nurture, where we invest, where we're committed to each other, and building with committed people, finding out who's committed to you, again catering to those that are committed to what you're committed to, and finding out who's with you, finding out who's not with you, finding out who values you, finding out who doesn't value you, so you can find out where the covenant relationship is. And in Joshua second chapter, verses 12 through 14, Rahab, she deals with a covenant again just in her household, and that she said that if you will save alive my father, my mother, my brother, and my sister, and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death. And this was Rahab when she had a relationship with the spies. She came into covenant, and her covenant was about saving those within her household, saving those that were close to her. The story of Jonathan and David, 1 Samuel 18, verses 1 through 3, it talks about, as it came to pass, he had made an end of speaking to Saul, and that Saul, the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David, and they loved each other as if they loved their own souls. And Saul took him that day, and would not let him go anymore to his father's house. And then Jonathan and David made a covenant, because again of the love that they had between them, and there was a protection there in that covenant. And so this is what we're looking for again, and this is what we need to emphasize more in church, in spiritual relationships, in spiritual organizations, is the realization of covenant, and the importance of covenant, the importance, the relationship, the promise that you have, not just with God, but with the people whom you serve. And so, hey, God bless you today. Think about your covenant relationships, and we'll talk with you soon. Have a great day. God bless. Bye bye.